going, guys? Andrew here.
And Caleb.
And Matt.
Welcome to another episode of LCR Podcast number
and welcome Andrew back.
35. Thank you, guys. I'm back.
I can't tell you how uncomfortable it was to straddle this fucking thing, dude.
Come on.
Did I knock something over?
You knocked over everything.
I guess I kind of did. I'm sorry, everybody.
Okay, well, that's how the setup's going to be now, because I'm not going to fix that.
I offered the bookend.
Oh my god, do we get room news?
Room news.
What do you mean straddling? What's that?
Like, you know, do you not know what a straddle is?
No, but like you were doing that in the podcast or something?
No, because there are two of us, we were more inward, so he's straddling that. Which also, I thought we were going to be putting Dead Man Walking instead of The Room.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. Well,
Is it because it's not a Blu-ray and it's a dirty DVD?
no, it's my DVD. It's okay. We'll put it in there next. You got to remind me. Like you did the Rocco Amount of Our Life. That was smart. It's right over there.
Can't really see it too
Anyways,
well,
yeah, this is a
kind of. Boop.
disemboggled opening.
This is number 35, I believe.
Yeah, number
Hobbs and
35.
Shaw was 34.
How was it? I haven't watched it yet. But
Hobbs and Shaw is really good.
Or
Fantastic.
the podcast.
podcast. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was better having you not here.
Wow.
I'm joking.
Okay, anyways.
It was fun talking about future movies.
Yeah,
Sucks that we left midway out of that conversation.
I don't think
we'll
we
talk
saw the
about that
trailer
later.
for Midway. Or like if we did, we
Yeah,
didn't
not
see
before
we didn't
anything.
see that trailer.
Yeah,
Right.
it was for scary movies. I don't think it was in front of Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, that podcast hasn't been doing that well. I think people don't care about Hobbs and Shaw.
Box office doesn't say so, but
Yeah.
maybe like
as far as
just
people
our
talking about the
demographic,
movie.
yeah, talking about it. Anyways, we all saw a movie, different times, different states,
Different
well.
time zones.
The Twilight
Oh my
Zone.
god.
Oh my god.
Anyways, that movie is Scary Stories.
To Tell in the Dark.
There we go. Not directed by Del Toro, if anybody was curious.
But I was watching a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and this is why I hate the word producer, because it could mean did nothing or barely anything to did almost
lot.
direct the movie.
Yeah, he
Like,
wrote
he-
it. A lot
Yeah.
of it was,
And he was basically direct the movie as well.
yeah. He just gave another dude the credit so then he could have a promising career later on.
I mean, if anything, he probably did all like the storyboarding and whatnot, or worked with.
But before we get into that, we're going to talk about a movie for just a quick minute that we were shocked it came out this year.
I know, right?
And hey, Matt, Dora the Explorer.
Oh, not Bob the Builder?
That's the next
inevitable,
one.
right?
Let's just get our own.
Dude, honestly,
Nick
though, if like a Bob the
Jr.'s
Builder kind of thing came
cinematic
out, I
universe.
would definitely go see that over Dora. Because like I feel like if like I go in to see Dora, everybody's gonna look at
I
me like
kind of want
fucking.
it to be the still claymation.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be kind of cool to bring that back.
I mean, we've had Dora
we'll see.
movies in 2D. We've had Bob the Builder movies,
But
in
not
claymation.
in the major
Have you seen-
theater.
Have you seen Parks and Rec?
Yeah, a few episodes or a handful of episodes.
I want a Bob the Builder style with Ron Swanson as Bob, but it's Ron's character.
Yeah, he's got the one facial expression,
Yeah, just
Yep.
and he
I run very good building company because we do very good.
he eats nothing but meat, bacon.
Just, why the fuck is this bulldozer talking to me? Come on, we got to get to
Dude,
it.
shout out Parks and Rec. I feel like it's a little underrated, just because it's in comparison to The Office and other.
I feel like it's going to get a lot more
I feel like The Office is on its
recognition
own.
recently.
I watched it. It was pretty funny. I mean, The Office is on its own level, but I feel like Parks and Rec is more directly, closely related to 30 Rock.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I've never
it's
seen a
got that-
lick of 30 Rock.
Yeah, me neither.
But
That's got that Amy Poehler, Tina Fey humor.
And Alec Baldwin.
yeah, Alec Baldwin.
Baldwin, yeah.
Yeah.
That SNL type feel.
Yeah. So like it probably would be funny. Oh, since we're on the topic of shows, I'm gonna throw out a suggestion for you guys and also for our viewers. Portlandia. Frickin' hilarious.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
What is this?
It's do you know who Fred Armisen is?
I'm bad at names. I'd have to see a face.
Okay. He was really big on SNL. He does like a lot of different characters, and
When
if
did
we just
you
have a
watch
slow day,
this?
I'll show you an episode. But it's just a whole bunch of like different skits. It's like SNL, but like I don't.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've seen an episode, so I
Fair
can't really
enough.
say too much. But it's hilarious. You guys would probably like it. You guys would like it. I like it. You guys would probably like it.
It's Matt approved, so go watch it. Where can they find it?
Oh, Netflix.
Netflix. Okay, sweet. There you go. Before Netflix dies. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. Dora.
Surprise
Our
hit?
first reaction, then we do another reaction, and we're like, oh my gosh. Clearly it's not for us, but like this movie is going to bomb. And it's right now like 81%, I think, or like high 70s.
81.
Like 76, 81, around there.
It better not leave the 70s or go above the 70s.
And
it can go below.
I don't know if it's certified fresh, but it is definitely fresh. And I know we've talked about ratings and Rotten Tomatoes and all that, but it is crazy to think that has that high of a rating and that it is good, because the trailers led on to believe that this is just a kids movie that looked kind of stupid.
Yeah.
The jokes all
The
went flat
acting
pretty
really
much.
stuck out to me and did not look any good.
I'm kind of just waiting for a Nostalgia Critic to do a video on it, so then I can pretty much watch the movie through him. Because, like I said, I probably won't see this movie because we saw a different movie instead this week, and next week we're gonna, it's already in the past.
Yeah,
when
this
it
is
comes out
very-
one week, if you don't see it the next week, it's over. 'Cause there's already 5 other movies coming out.
It's a very weak month.
Well,
My only thing is, I always wanted to know how, like, if Danny Trejo, like, actually talked as Boots. Also, he doesn't even wear freaking
Yes.
boots.
yeah.
And then I wanted to see Swiper like actually interact, not just kind of like the little salute that he gives, but I wanted to see him actually doing something.
I mean,
in the
imagine
trailer.
he's like a side villain or something.
Right, and that's what I think. Like, I think would be bad. What?
Did you read the message?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, continue.
Okay. So yeah, that's all I'm saying about Dora. Really, I don't know if you guys have anything else to say about it. I don't know if it's doing. I don't know,
Like
the
money-wise?
Yeah, I don't know about box office because all right now everybody's talking about scary stories.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's probably doing fine. It's getting decent ratings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to stay away from talking crap about a movie I haven't seen, but yeah, not excited about it.
Yeah,
If it's
have
good,
you
it's
guys
good.
seen it? Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know if Danny Trejo actually talks.
If you know a movie isn't for you and you don't see it for that reason, I think that's valid and
Yeah.
justified.
Yeah, because like, not that like, I mean, like, why would we just waste time going to see a movie?
Well, I mean, it's
that-
gonna get to the point where we have to see every movie because we're a movie channel.
Okay, well, yeah, but like, I also feel like at that point, like, once we reach that point, we'll like actually have the time that it won't matter.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, that's your stupid time. Be like, you guys want to see Dora the Explorer 5? But anyways, yeah, those are our quick thoughts because there's another movie that also delved into the nostalgia of other kids. Not Dora, but a movie called Scary Stories.
That we brought up already
Yeah,
and then
we went
derailed.
derailed like
Yeah.
a freaking hard U-turn. Let's do a little background of just the books and our connection with those. Do you guys remember reading those as a kid?
Bought them from a Scholastic book fair. Never read them.
Fair enough.
I had got like the 3 collection. I never read them. I didn't read
I-
books in elementary school.
Poser.
I never bought them, but I would always rent them from the school library.
Yeah.
And read them and that because I'd be like, they're short stories. I get away with this. I don't have to read Harry Potter, which is this big.
Dude, they're literally such short stories.
I actually wrote my thesis on the second book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's about how scary or even more scary stories to tell in the dark has impacted modern day culture and horror.
And how does it?
It does not. I don't know what a thesis is.
Fair enough.
And be careful. I guess we're not going to hold back on spoilers, but there's not really much to spoil about this movie.
No,
I guess.
I wouldn't
But
say really.
If you just want to go into this movie not knowing anything, then stop listening and come back after watching it.
Yeah.
Just bring that warning out there.
we're just gonna probably talk about the movie and what we like, what we didn't like.
Who is your favorite?
Monster.
yeah.
Oh, the pale lady. I thought she was so creepy.
Fuck the pale lady.
I love the close-up shots of her. Like, just like it felt creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was just there, and you're just like, the presence of her, and then just like the movement of the character when he's swinging in and out of the hallways, and it's just more of her appearing. And you're just like, just feeling this claustrophobic like
also,
tension building up.
Those were some like really cool camera shots too.
And
Like,
the setting in the red
Yeah.
lighting was so cool. That was clever of them saying like the red room because I'm
Yeah.
like, how are they gonna do this? Like they're in a hospital. There's
Yeah.
no red rooms.
And then they were just like, "Oh, look, the red room." And he's like, "No, I'm not going in there." And
Yeah.
it turns out the entire hospital just turns red.
Yeah, that was clever. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, that kid
'Cause,
was,
like, I know
was
that
very
one, like-
funny. Like when he started walking past the guys, he's like,
Yeah. Also, how did the guards not know? Like, there were a few things that I was just like, what? But like when he like first walked out of that door and the guards were just standing there, how did not one of them just see him standing there for like the first 30 seconds? Like only when it was like when they walked past him, they were just like, "Do you know where you're going?" And he's like, "I'm just gonna keep walking."
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
They
benefit
were,
of
they were on
doubt,
a
not
smoke
paying
break.
attention.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
just chilling, and then they kind of like were like, I guess we should stop this kid. But by that time, he was running, and they were running, and but that was my favorite. What about you guys?
It's close between the scarecrow and the tow lady.
Okay.
That thing was creepy.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, the tow lady was probably the scariest because there was that shot where, like, the door opens, nothing. He starts crawling out, and then, like, looks up at the bed and then just gets dragged back in. And then, like, the lady is just over him, screaming at him.
Yeah.
And, like, that was just terrifying because that was such a close-up shot. And then he just gets dragged away into the nothingness.
Yeah. For
God, how
I wish you saw that the big toe lady a little bit more.
Yeah.
'Cause you didn't
Dude.
need to see her.
How much pressure do you have to apply
We
to
have to tell him
scratch the floor
about
too?
the thing that we saw that one night.
The thing that you saw.
The thing, okay, yeah.
Story time.
Since we're on the
This
topic of
is very
scariness.
pertinent.
So I'm laying down on the couch playing a game, and like my eyes are like focused on the TV, and,
Jeez.
and then out of the corner of my eye, I see
Down the hallway.
like down the hallway at the very end.
Oh,
I
dark
see
I
something.
thought it
hallway.
was out the patio, like the
Oh god,
deck
God.
door.
I would shit my pants, dude. I saw something.
My door is still locked from that night.
I just see something just slowly move from like the bathroom into like across to Caleb's room. But like it stopped enough in the hallway that I like kind of like stopped what I was doing in my game, and I didn't want to look because I'm like, nope, not gonna look. And then it passed, and I looked, and I was just frozen, and I was like, Caleb, I saw something. And he's like, no, you didn't. And I'm
I
like,
saw something.
no, I literally saw something. It was like, it wasn't.
Why are you telling me this? I don't want to go to bed now.
I don't know, man.
Of course, it went into my room.
Yeah. But it moved. I didn't really like see like a definite shape. It was just kind of like
it was an eye floaty.
no, it was not an eye floaty because I
Oh,
know what
that's
the
an eye floaty.
I know what an eye floaty looks like, and that was not an eye floaty. So it was a big kind of blob, but it was like just like kind of like dysmorphed because I wasn't like really paying attention to it, and I didn't want to look. But it was a different colored light than what was on the back wall.
Okay.
So
And then it was all
that's-
dark. It was like a dark hallway, or was it a light? Was the light on?
I think
That was dark.
Yeah,
It was dark.
yeah, it was. So like I saw something
Because we didn't have any lights on, and then after this whole thing, we kept the hall light on all
so
night.
like I saw something slightly brighter than the darkness. Not like bright, but it was like you could see something move against that darkness. And I was like, Caleb, I saw something.
Keep
Hey,
going.
it came out of your room, not mine. So
It came out of your room to my room.
no, it came out of the
Have
bathroom.
you checked into your bed?
How do you know it
recently,
came out of the
Caleb?
bathroom and not your room?
Stop
couldn't
that,
see
please
it.
stop.
Anyways, that's a good story.
What'd you say?
I said, have you checked under your bed recently?
That was like the first.
You can't
part.
really check under Matt's bed. He doesn't really have.
Yeah, Matt didn't bring up the fact that I went to go grab my Master Sword umbrella. Thank you, Amanda and Ariel, for that great protection. He grabbed her Keyblade, and we just slowly just walked down the hallway,
we swept the
Poke around.
house, cleared it.
swept
Cleared
it,
Cleared.
went
Locked
to
all the
my
doors.
closet, put the sword on my back, and got my shovel. So I just felt like we were gonna go on a mission.
We just like stacked up on every door, and we're just like, let's go, and then just broke it.
Yeah, we kicked your door down and then put it back up.
Yeah, we jumped on your bed a little bit too.
Okay, I'm
No, I'm
fun.
joking. We didn't go into your room.
And locked the balcony, and I haven't gone out
But
since.
dude,
I guess.
I'm telling you, this place is fucking haunted. I know we're kind of going like just derailing, but since we're on the topic of scary stories and like all this scary stuff has been happening, like
He
it
was
like
almost murdered by the vodka bottle.
that's what I'm saying.
Again?
No,
No, but like
the first
before.
time.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
Second time, technically.
Dude, okay, the spirit or whatever in your room, it's in your room. It knocked over the vodka bottle. Now it's walking out of your room. Something happened in your
Why
room.
do
We
you
got to go talk to Amber. We need to find out the history of this apartment.
What
Who
if
was
what
here
if Matt
last?
seeing it float to my room was like the thing looking for Matt?
Oh my god!
Shut the fuck up, guys. I get scared easily. This is
I can
not fun.
tell.
Dude, yeah, well, this is payback because when I was home by myself, I'm just like in the kitchen and I turn like go to the corner or something, and I hear beep 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 beep. Andrew's malfunctioned
I
PS4,
hate you, Sony, but
and
I
I'm
love
just
you.
like,
I gotta tell you
Okay.
about my fucking PS4.
okay, I'm just gonna walk over to my computer and grab something. And while I was over there, I was like, "You trying to say something?" Nothing. And I went back. I was like, because like you brought that up. You was like, of like all the evidence of our house being haunted. And you're like, duh, duh. And Andrew's PS4 always going off at random times.
Okay, so like yeah,
And the thing falling down. Your Bugs Life CD.
no, that's just
That's just
I
Matt
walk past
walking.
it.
Yeah.
But there are 3 things that I can attest to this house being haunted.
Okay.
This is just gonna be the scary stories podcast.
Yeah.
Legit.
The vodka bottle falling on my head because it slid across the top of the fridge for too long for it to just slide and then just fall. Like it was
Benefit of the
pushed.
doubt.
Dude, I'm so glad it didn't
The
break,
kitchen
though.
is kind of leaning that way, and the fridge does have like rounded edges.
Okay.
So, like, once it starts going, it goes.
Yeah. You could also say that, or it could be the fucking fact that we have a ghost in the fucking house.
How many times has Matt clipped this podcast already?
It's fine. But like also the fact that when you brought up your posters falling over one day, and like you just said it so fast that like I thought you meant like your hanged stuff just all fell. I was like, that's not the first fucking clue.
Okay. But then also there was the fact that I think it was like the first or second night the guys got here, and Caroline
Oh yeah,
was also over here, and like
it was
she
when
like,
Connor was gonna come for the podcast
I think so,
because we were waiting for him.
and it was like I heard the front door open and close because I heard the creak and I heard the close, and everybody was standing around in a circle. Caroline was the only one that was gone, and I was like, oh, okay, it's just Caroline going out to her car to grab something, whatever. She comes back. I'm like, Caroline, like, did you go to the car? And she's like, no, I was in Andrew's room. I'm like, what the fuck? And then the third thing is just Andrew's PS4 always fucking beeping.
Were you
It's
just
trying
on
to-
edge that night to already be just like, who was that?
Dude, I fucking heard the door open.
I'm
and
still
close.
pretty sure it was just Andrew.
Dude, we are.
No, he was in the kitchen with us. It was me,
Dude.
you, and Andrew in the kitchen.
Don't worry about David or
We
Jacob.
are so
dicking
going
around.
to that. What's that haunted house called?
Are you talking
Netherworld.
about Netherworld? They're moving,
Netherworld.
right?
No.
I think just to a different location. I heard
Well,
something about them moving.
Well, they moved last year from
Okay.
a different location. Dude,
I'm gonna die.
it's so much fun.
I'm going to fucking die.
Dude, it's not like haunted like in this movie haunted. It's just like, oh, someone's gonna run around this corner. Yeah, you got me. It's
I don't do well with jump scares.
That's pretty much what a haunted
still
house
just
is.
stay in the middle of the pack. Nobody wants to scare a big guy
You
because
guys
they
are
don't
gonna
like
fucking-
getting punched.
You guys are gonna fucking push me to the front. Hey, Matt, go first.
What? I was having a good time.
It's fun. Anyways,
Getting
what's your
jumped in
favorite
that
monster from Scary Stories?
Probably the big toe lady.
Big Toe Lady?
Yeah. I mean, the spiders were just unnerving.
Yeah, it wasn't really a monster.
Yeah.
But
Which also, I kind of thought she like died for some reason. Like when they took her off, and like the brother said, "I lost my sister."
yeah, that's what I was like. I was like,
What
oh
does that
damn, she
mean?
died. And I guess that's one thing that Matt and I were talking about, like quick, like 2 cents when you were taking a nap earlier. As much as it's cool that they possibly set up for a sequel, up to that point, I was like, holy shit, this movie had the balls to kill off characters. Like that was cool. That like,
It did leave it open for the 2 friends, which I do like.
but
Like,
like,
they just disappeared.
yeah, because well, like, they pretty much died.
Where Tommy's like, no, you fucking died.
But like that's like one thing. Like this movie,
And the
like
cop.
I feel like it almost has like an identity crisis. Like it doesn't really know like, is it for kids or is it pandered more towards a nostalgic level?
I think it was
'Cause
both.
both, but like I feel like it's a little like, I don't know, like my little brothers, like there might be a little, the imagery of the teenager getting stabbed with a pitchfork, and it might be a little scary for them. The police officer breaking his neck, that was a little violent, I thought.
Well, I
to
mean,
show
it's
on
still
screen.
also for 13-year-olds, not kids under 13.
Yeah.
No, but like I mean, we all watch PG-13 movies when we were like 10 years old.
But like if you're gonna watch that PG-13 movie, you should already be okay with that kind of imagery.
Hopefully, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you go and see a movie that you're like, oh yeah, this isn't gonna be scary, and then it's terrifying. We all have those movies that screwed us up when we were kids. So
and this is one of those movies.
This is one of those movies, but like I just don't know on the borderline of where this like I felt like the trailers. It felt more like a kid's movie, but then when watching it, I was like, oh, this doesn't really feel like a kid's
I think
movie.
that's why I felt like I wasn't going to enjoy it at all, and was very, very, very pleasantly surprised. And yeah, I feel like a lot of the kids' moments just came from the dialogue, with the super edgy, nerdy girl.
Oh my
Usually you get a nerdy, shy girl, but she was like almost like the obnoxious type of nerdy.
Yeah.
But still a good character. I did not care for Ramon at all.
I didn't care
His
for him.
Stupid stoicism
I
until
liked
the very end.
his story though.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
liked I liked about the time period.
What did the thing say?
What thing?
Like the name of the story, and the things would recite it.
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, I was not a fan of him. Like I was just like, you are annoying. You're too cocky. You're too like ballsy. Like how he walks
Too
up and he just like
cool.
breaks open like 3 locks. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you're not like this. And like,
I really hated when the chick would like came up and she's like, I got this one.
did it
it.
perfectly fine. Just like she's done it yesterday.
Yeah. I've played Skyrim. You need at least a
Oh
bobby
my
pin
God.
and something else to
And-
just.
At least level 20. Okay.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I was not a fan of him. I did love the 2 friends.
Yeah.
I was so sad that Augie went first. Augie was my favorite.
Really? I don't know if I had a favorite.
I think Chuck would have been my favorite. He was the funniest.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
The best line
The
was when
duo
they were
was
like
great.
they're burning the book and then it didn't burn and he's punching. He's like this. He was like kicking. He's like this. Is why I don't read books. I was like, dude, preach. But like,
And they have to come back.
oh, dude, Augie when he bites into the toe. How did he not notice?
That was
Yeah.
a big toe. I'm like, obviously, it was a big toe, but
The big toe.
he was like,
It's like, oh, a big piece of meat. I had a toenail too late in my mouth. Like I was like, come on, buddy. I loved how the stories just kind of panned out. Like they all just
Yeah.
kind of like started happening, and like he's just talking, and he's like, oh, I'm just gonna eat this stew, and I'm like, ooh, like the book's already predicting itself.
I do like how it's like Pennywise almost, where it like just creates its own reality around this person.
Yeah, it's just
so
kind of like
cool.
an off-brand. Stranger Thing kind of thing. Like that's like
That's
what
the,
we're kind
the
of
feel
going
it had.
for. Yeah.
And a lot with like these shots. We had a lot of close-ups. They're really cool. The lighting was really neat. It wasn't your traditional horror feel. It really felt like it, where a lot of the stuff was meant to pop out.
also,
and
that
not
just
be
goes
too
to show
realistic.
that these books were made quite a while ago, and they still hold up in today.
Yeah, and they're very bare bones stories. They're
Yeah.
not super complicated. I mean, there's some complicated ones, but like
Right.
that's all you need is just good basic stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. And it is cool that maybe we could get a trilogy. There's 3 books, so might as well be. Oh, that's probably how they're going to name them too. More scary stories to tell in the
Yeah.
dark, even more or
Yeah.
scariest
Hopefully
stories.
it does.
Good.
This does. As of now, it is. I think it opened with like a little over 20 million.
Oh,
First
nice.
weekend. That's pretty good for like a horror movie that's PG-13. Like that's pretty promising. So
As long as
hopefully-
Del Toro stays.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think he really enjoyed making this. So
Yeah, I feel like it'll continue to do good because I've been seeing a lot of people who are going to see it because of the pure fact that it's books from our childhood being made into a movie. So that's
that
pretty cool.
we didn't even ask about. I kind of forgot these books
Yeah.
existed, and
Yeah.
then when this first trailer dropped, I was like, I remember those. When I was
It
like-
does
I
kinda
just
feel
thought of
like-
like the clown mountain kind of thing, from like the 3rd book or something. You know what I'm talking about?
I think the one that I remember the most is The Babysitter. Is that one?
Is that the one where like the babysitter gets a call?
Yes.
Yeah, and then it's up. Oh, that's like a classic.
That's
scary story.
that's
I didn't know that
terrifying.
came from the book.
I think it might not have.
It very well could have. That's really nice though. I do think this is off the coattails of like It though. Like once they saw how popular it was,
Yeah, that's a good
easily bring it up.
example. I was gonna say when I knew this movie is gonna be pretty good when Chuck runs into the wardrobe closet.
Yeah.
Opens it up, and there's that creepy lady with her like dog, and they're just both staring. I'm like, that's a creepy shot right there. Because I kind of hold my breath. I'm like, what's about to happen? And
It
then
was just kind of eerie how he just like closed the door, opened it back up. It was just bright light, a completely different area.
Yeah.
because you just did not see that
Pristine.
coming.
No.
You did not see that coming, and I thought that was really genius. And I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna actually like this movie. Like
the
it's
dog
kind
was
of
just-
taking itself seriously.
The dog was just sitting there, just
Such a good boy.
so still, and then like the lady just kind of like slowly looks over, and you're just like, okay, I want to get the fuck out of here now.
Right.
And what do you do? Yeah, just close my eyes.
I really wasn't. I liked when the main girl like went back to when Sarah was alive and she was Sarah. I kind of wish we got like a little more of a glimpse of what she looked like when she was alive.
Yeah.
'Cause you get it for like that quick second, and you see like the white hair when she looks into the mirror. Or
I think
whatever.
that was supposed to be her alive when we got the close-up shots of when she was writing in the story, and then we'd go back to her because she was albino and had like some.
Wait, what shots are you
finger
talking
problems.
about?
When she was writing in the book, and it would pan to the little girl and back to Sarah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
like writing
Yeah.
her story.
Oh, I
To break the
only
curse.
noticed it once.
It would keep going back and forth.
Really?
Yeah, because we got a lot of close-ups of her looking down, and the camera was looking up at her,
Oh, okay.
and she was on the right side of the screen.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Because like we saw her blind eyes and her pale skin and her hair.
Oh.
We got
Mind
like
you-
5 of those.
Well, I saw this over like a week ago at like 11 o'clock at night. 'Cause we
Yeah.
saw it opening night.
Yeah, because
So,
we saw her as a skeleton, her as like dead, and then her as whole.
yeah, I don't remember the whole part, I think. Huh. Well, I wasn't really. I know it was kind of just like your ending of her resolution is like, it's okay, and like, you're not the enemy. I thought it dragged on a little too long, and it was kind of killing the scary vibe. That's what I really thought.
Yeah, the ending could have been a little better. It was very wordy.
Yeah, it was
Very
too much
wordy.
conversation happening, and I'm like, you're ruining the tension. Like, because it was creepy when they were pretty much trying to find her, and she was trying to hide, and then she was hiding under the.
That was so creepy. Like once the door shut, she stopped screaming and it was dead silent. She's like, oh crap.
That house looked creepy. I think the house looked creepy more when it was like furnished and everything
Ooh.
Yeah.
than when it was like when it was abandoned. I thought it looked really way creepier.
Dude, the music box. So good.
That was pretty
I'm a
creepy.
sucker for those.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when they were at the house of the old child of the caretaker,
Yeah, like the black magic girl.
and like the nerdy girl kind of like opened up the box, started playing and stuff, and like fast forward like 2 minutes, and the
Same
box
exact
just
music box.
stops, and
Mhm.
the doll is just looking at them.
Yeah, that was smart.
That was spooky.
This was go see this movie. I mean, we're
It's
just
a great
spoiling
movie.
the shit out of it, but like it's a really good movie. And I remember just like
Like
reacting
this,
to the first trailer. I don't really remember our reaction, but we kind of were just like okay with it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like we thought it was fine. But then the second trailer came out and it was a lot better.
Mhm.
And then I don't know if I really wanted to see this movie, but then I think I just wanted to see a movie with the guys like before I left, and then we saw it, and I was like, shit, this is actually pretty good.
Mhm.
So, any dislikes? Anything you didn't really care for? I guess we kind of already talked about like the character and the wordy ending. but
Some childish dialogue,
Yeah.
Gary Kid dialogue
Um,
could have been a little better.
Good to see Hank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Marie, they're minerals, not rocks. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I really didn't like was the ending. It just kind of failed to pick up what the rest of the movie had done so well, which was just create a lot of tension and,
It was too optimistic
Yeah.
and like joyful. And I'm like, you're a horror movie. I know like you're a kid
Also-
horror movie, but like
that was another thing. Like, their friends just died, and then like 5 minutes later, they're just like, all right, we're gonna figure out how to beat her. It's like, your friends fucking died.
I felt like the tension between everybody like dying was like a little fast.
Mhm.
Like I felt like it was a little, one person died. You're like, oh wow, he died. Okay, I'm gonna die next. And then they're like, I'm gonna die. Oh, we gotta beat this. We gotta do it. And like,
Yeah.
and then she was like telling her dad like, if I disappear, it's okay. It's okay. Remember, I didn't do it. Just fucking tell your dad what the hell's going on so he can try to
Yeah.
help you out. Like,
That was dumb.
Yeah, that felt like more like a Stranger Things moment, where like the parents aren't gonna know.
right? Or the parents can't get involved because it's a kid tale. The kids gotta do it, not the adults. And
Sorry about that, guys. We had a little technical issue.
Caleb did not do
Audio
his
was low
fucking
before.
job.
So if we're redundant for the next few minutes, we're sorry.
Excuse me.
There's about 3 minutes that got cut off, and we don't remember what we talked about. So we're just gonna kind of.
Should we just restart and say that we were talking about the
No,
ending and
we
we
brought up a few bad things.
We were the last thing we were
nothing
talking
major.
about was just kind of how the parents couldn't get involved because it's a kid's story, so the kids had to do it, and you're just like, duh.
And I mean, as a parent, and you hear that shit, you're not going to believe your kid.
No, of course not.
I hear Matt talking about a little floaty thing. I'm not believing him. I'm not. Because I haven't experienced it. You have to experience this stuff to
when
believe
I fucking
it.
come home one day and you're just fucking spinning, suspending in the fucking living room, and your guts are just fucking flying around your head.
Matt, what do you do if you come in and I'm just heredity, just banging my
banging
head on the ceiling?
I just kill myself.
It's there's no escaping this.
Well, it's not even that. There's just how do I go about my life
With that
walking
imagery.
in from a long day of work, looking up, seeing Caleb just smashing his fucking head on the fucking
And then turning around with piano wire and just... Oh, I forgot. It started slow and then it...
I would just Jerry Epstein myself.
Would you take a book from another Ari Aster movie, Midsommar, and just jump off the balcony like the old man and...
Just
Honestly,
explode.
I would probably just turn around, sprint, and just head bomb, and just hopefully that I would kill myself. Because it's not so much could I get away from that? Sure, probably I could.
Oh my gosh, that's the
In
ending
the
for
moment.
Hereditary, though. You would try to jump off, but then you would live, and then you would see the spirit go inside of you.
Oh my god, Hereditary was
forgot
such a
about that.
good movie.
Dude, Hereditary is such a good movie.
Wow.
Fuck people who say they don't get it.
People say they don't... Okay.
Dude, people at
Whatever.
work, where I work, they're like, that was the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, they're casuals, okay? There's probably the same
I
people
had,
that say that Midsommar is a great movie.
I had at least a 5-minute conversation with this one of the hosts explaining how good of a movie it was, and she's
Is it, which one is it?
Oh my god.
I had some blonde chick. She just graduated high school, so she's dumb.
So she's available.
Oh,
So what you're
legal.
saying is we need to come back to Taco Mac.
and she's probably off in college now.
That's fine. But we can still come back and talk to her. I was telling Caleb, hey, you want to go to Taco Mac today? And he's like, no, I gotta save money. It's like,
I'm sorry that I kept you away from your fucking chicken tenders.
I'm fucking addicted, man.
Damn, really? You like him that
I
much?
love the Hollywood. It's so good.
Well,
go to your local Taco Mac. Just get the fucking
chicken
I'm
Hollywood.
there every
tenders.
Sunday, Matt. You can come and visit me.
I don't want to come by myself though.
I'll be there.
For 2 minutes at a time, and then you have to go and take care of your other fucking tables.
I will say, how much would it be for chicken tenders with a side of queso?
So it would be if you're just getting a chicken tender meal.
Don't answer. Let's just go tomorrow.
Future. God, where were we getting at?
I don't know. We were just talking about shit about the movie we really didn't like, but
I do kind of want to go in this tangent of we're talking about scary stories telling in the dark. Do we have any other scary stories? Personal?
oh gosh, putting me on the spot. I'm trying to think now.
While you're thinking, I used to date a girl, and just one day we were just hanging out in her house, and she was like, yeah, my house is kind of haunted. I'm like, okay. And she's like, no, I have photographic proof. I'm like, what? And so
What movie is that where the creature comes from the pictures? Is it Insidious?
Comes from Sinister.
Sinister.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second one.
Fuck that.
I haven't either, but I heard there's a scene with the rats in a church, and I don't want to watch it.
No, we have to watch it. And so she's like, yeah, let me go find it. And so she comes back with this fucking picture, and it's just a picture of her her entire family and everything. And you can make out behind the shoulder of her dad. There's a fucking face in the fucking picture. And then, ever since that, random shit just will start falling around the house and everything, and I'm just like, I don't feel safe here.
Very nice. I have one. It's more of just a very scary moment that I literally thought there was something in my room, and I was just terrified. So I came home one night. I think it was after work or something. So it was definitely 10ish, and my parents were downstairs. Going upstairs, hall lights are off. My bedroom light is off. So I'm walking up the stairs. I turn on the hallway light, which then kind of faintly lit, like lights up my room, and I'm walking in. I'm looking at my chair that I used to have. This is at High Street, so you know the brown chair right there. Okay, so I missed that chair. So I took my bag off and I set it there, and then I turn to my bed and I just see this white creature, completely naked, laying in my bed, and it looked like Gollum, and it scared the living shit out of me. And like I bolt out of my room and like catch my breath and like, what the fuck did I just like witness? And I look and I see it, and like I make out like toes, and I'm like, Jack? And I walk in and Jack is in his underwear, but like somehow he's mangled. His body is like, his arms are just like one of his legs was like over one of his arms, and his other arm was like this, and he just looked like this creature laying in my bed, and he was like pale white because he's like maybe like 5 years old or something, and it scared the living shit out of me.
That is terrifying.
What was he doing?
He was just asleep. I think he just was like, yeah, he just like maybe like slept like
That's
sleepwalking
hilarious.
from his room, and he just ended up in my room because my room that I was in used to be my parents' room, so he might have just thought he was going into, you know, our parents' room and then fell asleep on the bed. Dude, whenever I tell that story, he just starts cracking up because he just thinks it's the funniest thing ever. Because, dude, I literally like probably like the only moment I ever thought I almost had a heart attack. Like I was deathly scared.
That crap is terrifying. Just like sleepwalking, sleep apnea, and whatnot.
Ooh, another good story. Since like talking about Jack, because he does sleepwalk. I don't think he does it anymore, but he used to. One time I woke up to hearing like faint crying, and it must have been like, you know, in like definitely in the AM hours. And I like open up the door and I hear it, and I walk into like that kind of like that middle room that separated all the bedrooms. You know that one?
Yeah.
I walk in there. I don't hear it. I walk back into the hallway and I hear it coming from down the stairs. No. So I'm slowly walking down the stairs.
You're the fucking white person in the movie.
I'm walking down the stairs, and Jack is just standing in front of the TV crying. And it's like pitch black, like the moonlight is shining through like the windows, like our bay window, and he's just standing facing the TV crying. And I was just like, Jack, and he just kept crying. And I'm like, Jack, it's okay, it's me. And I could go over there to pick him up. I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here. And we like run back upstairs, and like he was still crying, and then eventually he woke up. But like,
is it a wives' tale, or is there like some true stuff to it that you're not supposed to wake up someone that's sleepwalking or whatnot?
I think it's true. I don't think you're supposed to wake up somebody from
like,
sleepwalking.
what happens?
I think they could react to whatever they might be dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
So like they could like wake up and like, I don't know, start running, or they could like, if they're like getting to an aggressive state, they could like maybe like try to hurt you, like if you were like a villain or something in their dream.
Because
Like
they could probably just like not figure out what's reality and what's still.
Yeah, because like when you wake up from a dream, you're just like super confused.
yeah, because when you wake
So
up,
if
you almost think you're still in the dream. You're like, wait, what's going on?
So if you're in that fight reaction, then like if you're just gonna go, yeah, I could see that.
yeah,
But what do you do if like you just look at him in front of the TV and he just slowly turns and looks you in the eyes, like, they're here.
I feel like, no, stop quoting Poltergeist. No. One little thing, when I was a kid, I always thought there was a werewolf in the basement.
It's so specific.
And so whenever, I'd always want a little Trix yogurt cup in the morning, the wee hours of like 7 a.m., but it was still kind of dark out, maybe more like 6:30. So I would creep down the stairs, creep into the kitchen, grab the Trix yogurt, and then my heart would start racing because I feel like I have woken up the werewolf. So then I would quickly slam the fridge and try to run up through the living room, up the stairs as fast as I can, and close my door before the werewolf could get me. That's my kid story.
I've always had some like, I don't really have like scary stories, but I always had like really fucked up, not nightmares, but just creepy dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it stemmed from, have you ever seen House on Haunted Hill?
House on Haunted Hill.
It was supposed to be like some like reality TV, like in this mansion, and then like shit goes down. But there's this shot where like they go into the basement, and like it turned out to be like an old asylum stereotype, and they got this old video cam, and they're going down, and no, it was a girl that walked down with it, and the girl went missing. So when they went down as a group and got the camera back, you just saw her going down, screaming, dropping the camera, and just like blood wiping or being like pulled and warped and whatnot.
I
And
gotta
ever
show
since then, I've had dreams of just like scary basements or like going down in like deep
Basements are
places.
terrifying.
I gotta show you guys like As Above, So Below.
Oh, yeah, you've always talked about that one.
Didn't you get that?
I got Deliverance from Evil,
Okay.
which has Eric Bana.
Oh yeah.
One thing I used to do, I
As
was
above,
very
down below.
immature in high school, and sometimes when like Matt, Jacob, and David they'd all sleep over, I would turn into Batman in the middle of the night, and I would literally crawl on my furniture and get up close to their ear and then just say like I'm Batman,
God.
and they would freak the fuck out, and that was pretty fun.
Do you remember the time that it was like during the craze where you could send a text message through the iPhone?
And you could like restart the iPhone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember when Mitchell did that
What?
to us?
Yes.
And he was just like hiding everywhere.
You're right. Mitchell had some good moments of scaring us.
Oh my
Like
God.
sometimes like we would be all chilling in the living room. Mitchell would start doing his typical crazy thing, and then he would just run off and disappear. And we're just like, where'd he go? And then it was just like this like cryptic text message. And if you sent it to me and I opened it, my phone would just turn off for a second.
How?
I don't remember, but it was a big thing in high school.
Yeah.
I totally remember that now. There was some creepy stuff. I remember one time, Mitchell, we were doing a group project for government, and towards the end when we were done with it, we were all just hanging out, and he goes and runs away, and he's upstairs, and he just starts doing this like cynical laugh. And so we walk upstairs, and all the like both of the doors are closed. We didn't know which one he was in, so we opened one. He wasn't in that. We opened up the other. He wasn't in that, and he pops out of the fucking closet in the like middle room, and it scared the shit out of us. Oh my gosh! But yeah, those are scary stories. Are fun.
Yeah.
What happened to Mitchell?
Life apparently.
Do you guys ever just like wake up from like a sound and just like aren't terrified, but you just like kind of sit there and you're just like, what was that?
I feel like I just had that happen to me, like maybe like in the past few weeks, but I can't pinpoint.
You're really bad at it because like shit falls in your room all the time. It hasn't happened here as much,
dude, I'm
but
a
at the old
Dude, I'm a
place.
sound sleeper. I really don't wake up from unless like it's in the very beginning. But I did hear you bitches this morning talking. I think you were talking this morning before I got up, and I was
Maybe.
pissed because I was still tired, and I was like, I just don't want to hear you guys. It was just like a very deep, faint muffle kind of noise, and I was like, shut up. I still have like an
know
hour.
I feel when I'm trying to go to bed and I hear
Oh my god.
No!
It happened one time.
it happened like
It happened
twice.
twice.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just gonna move this.
Can we think of anything else? I really wish I could think of more.
I
I'm not gonna want to go to bed.
bringing that up, I do remember this time when we were at, I think it was Halloween, maybe the Halloween party at Amanda and Ariel's, and you know how TVs just like pop sometimes,
Yeah.
like they settle or something. When I was sleeping in their living room, and it's just dead silent, and I'm used to a fan, I just woke up to like the loudest like crack, and just hearing that and waking up, I couldn't move because like there was almost like a deafening silence after that, and it just really got to me. I'm just like, I really don't know what to do right now, and I don't want to move.
I'll sort of do it here for the podcast for Halloween. We're just gonna be talking all Halloween, just scary shit all the time. You down for it?
Sure.
Yeah,
All right. I
I
love
guess
Halloween.
we gotta figure some stuff out. Write some more stories down.
Yeah, let's all write our own scary story.
Ooh, we can have a little contest. Who gets scared more?
Ooh, Matt's easy because he just gets scared by saying boo. So
I do not.
watching when I say boo at 3 a.m.
So this story is called Spiders. Nope. Well,
guys, do you think this is?
I didn't think we would talk about it this long.
Yeah, we had a lot of tangents, but that's what a podcast is. Any more thoughts on anything before we take a
Loved
little
it.
break?
Loved it.
Loved it.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a good movie. But yeah, so I think we're gonna cut it here, and we'll be back with
In a few seconds, take
the
a quick
news.
break.
Wop, 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 wop.
And welcome back, guys, to the news segment of this podcast.
Just
So we're
call
gonna
us-
be here for another 2 hours.
Oh my god.
No, it's not that long. Look at it. It's not that much. Some of this is just kind of like one-hit wonders. So we're just going to talk about some quick box office junk. Hollywood, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just broke 100 million domestically.
Ooh.
So it makes it the
Deserves more.
second highest grossing Quentin Tarantino movie. Django Unchained is number 1 at 160 million, I think. So
It's a very weak month. It could keep going.
A lot of his movies really don't hit that, but he has a fan base. So
I think that's what's really most important.
Plus, it's his first artisan film. Let's not sleep on that.
Don't give me. I got some AMCA news here that might strike up some fire. So
AMCA.
AMC news. And then Lion
They're
King
going bankrupt.
is now the highest grossing animated film of all time, crushed Frozen, and is number 2 right now at 473 million.
Damn.
So it is, people are definitely seeing this movie. I think
balance is all
right
things
now,
should be.
Definitely the top 4, if not top 5
okay.
movies of the year
Actually,
are all Disney.
Now that I'm thinking about it, we're taking a step
saw
back.
that happening.
That's just really fucking dumb that it's called an animated movie when it's a live action
Yeah.
remake.
I know. Anyways,
Whatever.
They don't know what they are. Identity crisis.
Is The Jungle Book an animated movie?
No, it's still
No,
live action.
it's definitely live action because there's a live kid in it.
Because there's one kid. Even though if they put one kid in the Lion King movie, it would be a live action movie. Even though it's the same animation technique and technology.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Connor just texted me like 3 times. Okay, good. Andy Serkis, we've talked about this, and has been all over, is directing Venom 2.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's confirmed now. It's confirmed. It was buzzed for about a week, and then Tom Hardy posted a picture on Instagram, deleted it quickly, and now it's official.
Dude, how crazy is that, though? That, like, people will just post stuff, and then immediately people are just like, gotta take a screenshot. Never know when it's gonna come in handy.
Yeah. Boss Logic's the one that took a screenshot, posted on his, and he's like, "Come on, let this happen!" Like,
Yeah.
it's forever like in his feed. My thing is, I love Andy Serkis, but why him? I'm kind of curious. He's only directed one movie, and it was a very Oscar-baity movie called Breathe with Andrew Garfield. Came out last year with mediocre results. Other than that, he's directed nothing.
I feel like, because he's the guy that does a whole lot of mocap stuff. So I feel to direct a movie where you're going to have 2 symbiotes, which is just a lot of CGI, going against one another, you kind of want to have somebody that's either a director that has a lot of, skill envisioning that stuff playing out, or you have a guy who literally, that's like his entire career, is like just doing stuff like that. So
I can see the argument for it. But there's still so many other factors like the kind of shots and the storyboarding and all that kind of stuff that
It's just
that seem to be a little more important. But I'm still confident in Andy Serkis being able to
definitely I am
do
too.
a good job.
I feel like he's also been around enough
Yeah, he's a vet.
good movies
Yeah.
that he knows how to make a
He
movie.
knows how to make it. It's just like everybody is just like super excited, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, but like, there's no films that he's directed to back him up with. I'm like, oh yeah, because he directed this movie.
He could be the next Clint Eastwood, though.
He could, if he is successful after this, if he makes
Right.
more. If he even turns into that where he makes a lot. Because like Clint Eastwood has like 50 movies under his belt or something, 40 movies that he's directed.
Or like John Krasinski.
Yeah, he could, like something like that. It is cool. I am excited to see what he will do. Hopefully, maybe he'll have a character in this. That'd be fun. But then if this does tie into like Marvel, that wouldn't make any sense because his character is dead in the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's cool. It's exciting. And I'm also just happy that Venom 2 is being made because I really enjoyed it. Michelle Williams also is
There's no way they
confirmed
couldn't.
to come back. And Tom Hardy is help writing it. So
All right.
So it's
Like
definitely
when writers get involved or
it's
actors get involved.
definitely getting the train moving. So probably start filming sometime next
There's
year.
no way you can have an end credit scene like that and not make a second one.
There's gonna be some carnage.
What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?
Dude, the way Woody Harrelson just pronounces his G in Carnage.
It was such a cringy line. It's like, hey, if you don't know who I am, I'm Carnage.
Yeah, pretty much. It was pretty bad.
Hey guys.
I guess we're gonna stick on
I
the
would love it if that's his
topic
character.
of Andy circus with this next news.
Oh my god, he's getting his own circus finally.
He's what? Oh.
Disney CEO said that in the Fox department of movies, their main focus is continuing the Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh.
And that is why Planet of the Apes is advertised here. I don't own the newest box set yet. I'll probably try to catch it on Black Friday. I missed it last Black Friday. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I wonder what they're going to do. Are they just going to remake Planet of the Apes then?
I'm wondering if that's what they're going to do.
Chronologically?
Because technically, War for Planet of the Apes ends, and then you could watch Planet of the Apes.
Right.
But there is that big gap. So then are they going to make like another trilogy of movies in between there? And
I don't
then
think you could do a trilogy.
or maybe like one movie and then do the original Planet of the Apes remake Planet of the Apes.
That'd be interesting. I could see them doing 2 movies. One where the humans just get the fuck out of Dodge, and then one where it's just the apes kind of trying to build their civilization, and maybe to cause some conflict they have disagreements and like factions form and stuff.
It'd be cool to see them build their society and
Right.
get their rules and make their government and how they form everything. But then it does get to the point, like, is this a little redundant?
That's another thing. I feel like how many movies of these do we need?
Right. There's
Like,
there's like, I'm not mistaken, there's 5 original ones. Now plus these 3.
Damn.
So if they make 2, that's going to be like 10 Planet of the Apes movies. That's a lot of, that's a lot of Planet of the Apes
Yeah, you don't
movies.
want to go down the same route as Fast and Furious. Like, less is better.
Do you, though?
You do. You do.
Okay.
Shout out, there's a really good video done by Cosmonaut Variety Hour. You know the guy?
Yeah.
And he watched all the Fast and Furious movies, and he loved them.
All right, fair enough.
And he called the specific fighting style with the cars Carfu, and that is genius, because that is exactly what it is.
I just watched Mr. Sunday Movies. I guess there's this article that came out recently how the egos of the action stars, if they have like this mathematical system, if Vin Diesel headbutts Jason Stamos gets to punch him twice to equal out that head bump.
Statham.
Yes, sorry. So in Fast 8, 7, whatever number it is, one of the characters pushes somebody through a wall, and then second later is that person that got pushed through the wall gets to push the person into that wall, so it equals out. So it doesn't show that one celebrity is stronger than the other, so they're all equal.
That's hilarious.
God.
It's a legit thing. You should watch it. It's pretty funny. Because
I thought we were beyond this time of...
I mean, I like my Mr. Sunday movies, so I probably will give it a look.
it is like his most recent video. Also, I guess I didn't know this, but Johnson and Diesel hated each other on set of the very first movie they worked together, because I don't know which one said it, but one said that there can't be 2 alphas on set.
Oh my god.
That is such a most cockiest shit I've ever heard.
I mean,
That
Vin
could
Diesel's
easily
like
come from either
a
one of
dick
them.
alpha. Dwayne Johnson's more like a, hey, I'm the alpha, but come here, I'll give you a hug.
And then another thing they bring up is that a lot of the fights in the Fast and Furious movies ends with stalemates, where 2 characters are about to fight,
Right.
but then something interrupts them, so you can't really see who wins.
The cop out.
Or there's one where Dwayne Johnson jumps out of a building, and so everybody... But then he said Dwayne Johnson wanted to rewrite it where he was saving a girl, so it didn't look like he was fleeing the scene. It looked like he was trying to help a girl so he could get out of that scene. And then they had to bring it later up in another movie where Jason's like, oh yeah, like you ran into that burning building. He's like, no, I was saving a girl. I wasn't running away from you. Like, it's just like these actors have
funny.
such like issues with their ego. It's pretty funny.
I would
But
love to
that's
see
just a little tangent about that.
a scene like when Thor is taken off the Guardians, but like between Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson, where he's like, sure, you're the captain. No, we don't need to fight.
Anyways, Planet of the Apes movies, that's their priority, which I think is kind of interesting. Out of all the properties Fox owns, that's what they want to do.
Did the Statue of Liberty fall in any of those movies?
I don't think we ever saw it.
Then that's definitely something that needs to happen.
Because it went from San Diego to, I think, like the Seattle area, right? Like kind of just up north. So they didn't, and then they went to like the desert at the end of War of the Planet of the Apes, correct?
Think so?
I've only seen it the one time in theater. Because I actually, I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
I don't think I ever actually saw the first of the prequels.
Really? You didn't? The one with James Franco?
Yeah, I never saw that one.
It's good. It's really, especially, the moment Caesar speaks for the first time, you're just like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty powerful.
We definitely need to see a fight in New York then.
That'd be pretty cool. If they make their way to New York, that'd be fun. And then I wouldn't be opposed to seeing them remake the original.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, but like I feel like that's a movie that has gotten its praise for its practical effects and makeup and costumes, and it's been well received. They try to remake it with Tim Burton, which is one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies. I'd like to see them do it again now with mocap. So,
and I feel like that could really add to it. Like you hear the argument, like you should only remake a movie or something when there's something to add to it. There's definitely a lot that
there's a lot that you could do.
Improved.
But yeah, so that's what's going on there. And then maybe Andy Serkis could come back to direct since his character is no longer alive, or he comes back as a new character. But moving to Disney Plus, something that I think is kind of unnecessary is that they are going to be remaking 3 beloved family movies. I don't know why, but they're doing Home Alone, Cheaper by the Dozen, and Night at the Museum. Out of all 3 of those, the one that I think is most reasonable is Cheaper by the Dozen. Sure, go ahead.
Maybe.
But
I'd rather have another sequel.
Right.
At that point.
I hold that higher over the other 2.
Really? Over Home Alone?
Honestly?
I just don't think Home Alone could work nowadays.
Yeah.
I think Home Alone makes more sense because it's older.
Yeah.
But these 3 still don't make sense for me because, like, Night at the Museum and Cheaper by the Dozen aren't old. Like,
especially Night at the Museum 3 is like 4 years old.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even 5 years old yet.
Like,
it'll be 5 years next year. But like
didn't we also learn our lesson with the Home Alone sequels after 2?
Right. 2 is literally the same one, but in New York. So it's not even that more original. But then after that, they just kind of got worse. And I don't know. Maybe they are going to make it back in the 90s or something when, like, so kids don't have technology. But how do you... But of course they're not. They're going to have references. They're going to reference Fortnite. They're going to do all this Five Nights at Freddy. Yeah.
Unless they're trying to do, like, a Stranger Things and do a nostalgia trip from the 90s.
They could.
Instead of the 90s.
Did you guys see the picture that Macaulay Culkin posted of, it said like
He's got
Home Alone 2019, and it's just like him and like looked like tiny kid clothes with his belly hanging out, like playing Fortnite or whatever. Just and it had like junk food all over and just.
He's got to have a cameo in that movie, or it's just a true crime.
Yeah.
But I love the
fact that it's
Night at the Museum movies.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, so they're just gonna go straight to Disney Plus.
So, like, how big's the budget gonna be?
I don't know.
Like, are these just gonna be low budget, like Disney Channel looking?
Well, I'm saying, like, is this the new like straight to DVD, like what Disney's doing? Because like they did that for a while when we were kids, like the early 2000s. We got all those straight to DVD movies. Now I feel like we're gonna get straight to streaming movies.
Do you think we're gonna have 3 different like levels of quality? Because like before we've had movie quality, straight to TV quality. Is there going to be a middle ground?
I feel like there will.
Well, I feel like they're
like
almost
streaming service.
I feel like there almost is. Like when you look at like a Netflix movie, like you know it's not good enough to be in a theater, but also it feels better than a movie on like Hallmark or something.
I'll throw an example out there. Ozarks. That could be an HBO show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a really good show. I haven't really finished all of it yet, and I need to start watching it again. But
I feel like shows and movies that are a lot more grounded can look like big budget a lot easier because you're spending less on it. Whereas like an action movie or a sci-fi movie where it's going to need a bigger budget.
Right.
You need to cut some corners.
But yeah, so I just kind of think that's a little ridiculous. I'm like, Disney, just do something original if you're going to, like, I don't know. It's just kind of like whatever. But,
honestly.
We live in the age of reboots.
Pretty much. We have an identity crisis, I think. We need some fresh minds in Hollywood to think of some
Are we in the dark
stuff.
ages?
Yeah.
Are we in
Because now that we have such better technology, everyone's like, let's just remake all the good stuff. Or, like, no, just do better stuff.
How about we remake that stuff like 100 years from now?
Yeah.
When we can live through it with VR technology.
There we go. We can be in the movie. That's
Yeah.
the next step. Us are in the movie. Next is kind of some sad news, but also kind of just some stupid news. the shootings that happened recently
Right.
were very sad. And Trump went out and said video games are the reason these shootings are
Is this
happening.
the first time getting political on the podcast?
It is, but we're not going to dive deep into the political meaning behind this.
I mean, I feel like it's been long enough since the shootings have happened. Everybody
Did you grow up with video games?
Yeah.
Did you grow up with video
What
games?
is video games?
We grew up with video games, and we are normal functioning adults.
I don't know. I kind of
Stop.
after playing Pong,
Gosh.
I just get so angry.
Anyways,
Dude, Nintendogs heats me up, dude.
I just want to turn into Michael Vick.
Jesus.
Walmart is removing all
Yeah.
advertisement for violent video games, but they're still going to sell guns.
Of
Yeah.
course. Because what's America without fucking guns?
But like, I just think there are so many people to justify that violent video games don't screw us up.
There's thousands of studies that show that any effects are so negligible. It does nothing. Plus, look at every other country that has the same video games.
We need a president who grew up with video games. I don't think video games have just like kind of happened in like the last like
Or even, I mean,
40
it's still going
years.
to take like another 10 years at least, 20 years.
for a president to
Yeah.
do that. But then when we do, he's gonna be like, "Hey man, I played Mortal Kombat. I played all the Call of Duties. I blew people up in video games.
Yeah.
I called your mom a bitch on video games, and I turned out perfect. I am the president of the United States."
Could you just imagine the headline that like President Johnson admits that to such and such that he said he effed his mom on Xbox Live in 2004,
That's
2008.
whatever party didn't win that year, that's the shit they're gonna pull
Yeah.
out to
Yeah.
get the headlines
He
flowing.
gets impeached because he lied under oath about saying it. Oh my god.
But like all jokes aside, it is a very sad scenario happening. But it's just Walmart. What you're doing is a waste of time. It's pointless.
Yeah.
It's not video games, and so we're here to tell
I
everybody.
can easily
wrong.
see the CEO of Walmart is Republican and they're doing it just to make their party look good.
True. Interesting
Dumb
fact. I just saw
politics.
a little thing about the richest families in the world. The Walmart family makes $4 million every hour.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't that insane? Every hour.
how much taxes they pay.
Zip. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. There's a lot happened with Disney Plus. We all know that it's $6.99, which is cool.
Yeah.
But then they announced a bundle pack with Hulu, ad supported, so there are going to be ads, and ESPN for $12.99. So it's, if you don't already have Hulu, I think it is a good deal.
Yeah.
Because I am a poor peasant person who lives with Hulu ads, and I kind of just tune out for about a minute. But Matt is freaking rich, rolling in the dough.
Oh my god.
With no ads.
I want to call it rich.
But it is nice not having ads. But that's also pretty cheap, especially for ESPN lovers, people that want
That'd be kind of cool.
all the ESPN shit.
Because
Plus
I
Disney,
actually
plus Hulu.
would like to start
ESPN
getting
the
back into
Ocho?
it.
Hell yeah.
Dude, yeah, I forget Chad
Squirrel
Ochocinco was
racing?
a fucking a name.
What were you gonna say though? He doesn't remember.
Oh yeah. I mean, it'd be kind of cool to have an ESPN network because, like, it's like, like Sunday, I want to watch a football game.
Well, technically that's not ESPN.
No. ESPN is just like
Yeah.
the news for.
ESPN is like
Well, that's
sports.
fucking gay. I don't want to watch fucking news. I want to watch the fucking game.
Yeah, ESPN only has like Thursday night football.
No,
I
see-
believe, and the license keeps bouncing back and forth.
You need like NBC
Yeah.
No, fuck
streaming
that.
service
NBC.
to watch football games.
NBC. This is the messed up part. NBC for like Sunday night games and half of your regular stuff. CBS for the other half because more AFC games play on CBS and more NFC games play on NBC. You need the NFL Network for Thursday night games, and then ESPN for Monday night games. How is this the right way to do it?
So spending $50 just for football season, so you can watch
Or
every
you-
game streaming.
I mean, it makes more sense to buy NFL Game Pass. True football fans just get that anyway, so you can watch any game you want for like $90 a year.
Hear that?
For
You're
the
not a
year.
true fan if you don't have that.
Posers.
So dumb.
But yeah, that's what's going on with Disney Plus. I am kind of just ready for the countdown.
Yeah.
Like, come October, I'm be like, 30 days, let's go. Like, come on, Connor, get on the bandwagon. I'm pretty excited.
What a bitch.
Another thing, I guess I should have done this with the political stuff. Universal has pulled out a movie called The Hunt. I don't know if you guys heard about this recently. It was slated for mid-September, but after a screening that Trump saw, he said it was a disgrace and disgusted that this movie was made and called Hollywood racist. And they pulled it. I guess something must go down with related to shootings that it just happened. So this movie is gone. I don't think we're ever going to see it.
Or at least until he's out of the office.
Yeah, or it's just gonna, maybe they'll sell it to Netflix or Hulu or something.
But yeah, Queen and Slim is gonna be a thing.
Yeah. So that movie's gone. I didn't even hear about it though until this news.
Oh, is it more of like a police shooting type movie or like a mass shooting type movie?
No, it almost, just from like the poster, it kind of looked like a hunting kind of movie. And I feel like maybe like people shoot people. I don't know.
Like what's the name of the story? The Most Dangerous Game?
The Russian one with the the guy gets invited to an island and it's
something like that.
Russian.
I think it's more like a short story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is the synopsis.
That's gotta
12
be some sort of
strangers
movie.
wake up in a clearing. They don't know where they are or how they got there. They don't know that they've been chosen for a very specific purpose. So it sounds like it's just them having to go kill people. It was going to star...
That literally sounds like every other movie that's coming out.
The only big person in it was Emma Roberts, it looks like. So
there's probably like some like quote-unquote racist white joke and the president lost his mind over it. Also, why is the president going to private screenings?
I don't know. But that's what's going on.
I thought
with
he
that.
plays golf.
Amanda Seyfried, I'm just going to jump now, was turned down the role for Gamora. That'd be interesting to see her as Gamora.
I'm glad she did.
Who?
Amanda Seyfried?
She's
Where's she
gonna play
from?
like a new Gamora or
The Mamma Mia movies, blonde chick.
Okay.
She just came out like The Art of Dancing in the Rain or whatever.
just look up a picture.
Amanda Seyfried.
Seyfried.
Something just happened.
Yeah.
What did you say though?
Was this like when Gamora was first being casted?
Yeah,
or?
like this was for Guardians originally.
Oh, okay.
So like she got offered the role, but then was like, nah.
Seyfried?
Seyfried, there we go. Sorry.
Cypher. Okay, yeah. I can.
Nah. Gamora.
I mean, yeah, after
Yeah.
Gamora.
Zoe.
I'd like to see her in the MCU though.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
it'd be cool. What's next? Oh, here we go. The Russo brothers said they had an original ending where Hulk was the one who snapped at the end to bring everything back to normal. So I feel like that'd be a little lackluster
Yeah.
because I feel like we never had enough time with the Hulk to
Yeah.
have that emotional bearing.
Plus, no, that was Tony's story.
Yeah.
This is Tony's phase saga.
When the Russo brothers also said like when they went to go see Logan. And when Hugh Jackman had his send-off, they were just like, fuck, how are we going to do this? Like, we need a send-off like this. Because they said that they had, I think it was when they were doing The Winter Soldier, and they got offered Civil War, and, like, they saw that their career was promising, that they already knew that, they were going to kill off Tony Stark. They knew a long time ago that they were going to kill him off.
Ballsy of them.
Do you know how cool that'd be? Like, 5+ years ago, what's gonna happen in the universe. Like, you are the only person. You're like, I'm gonna write this, and this is what's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, that's us right now with our own stories that we think of, like already knowing how it ends.
One great thing is I was watching a documentary the other day about movies that just came from the 80s. It was a really good documentary on CNN, and they were talking about Empire Strikes Back, and the writer of that movie was talking to George, and George leans in. He's like, they're doing I'm your father scene with Vader and Luke. That wasn't written yet. And George like closes the door and he's like, hey, I just want to tell you, Darth Vader is Luke's like father. And like the dude like took a step back and he was like, that changes everything. Like, knowing that kind of stuff would just be crazy.
Yeah.
Like, to have something crazy like that's just going to blow millions of people's minds when they watch it.
What do you think's better? Something like that, where you develop it over time, or your mind-breaking twist? Like a twist on the level of The Sixth Sense.
So you don't think that's kind of a... I guess it's not really a twist. It's
a
more
different
of a reveal.
Yeah. I would qualify a reveal a multi-movie twist.
Okay.
A twist that occurs over
that
multiple movies. Whereas a twist is...
A basic twist couldn't happen in the second movie from the first.
Right.
That'd be a big
When I say twist,
yeah.
it's secluded in its own movie.
Okay. So ask the question again.
Would you rather have a big reveal like on par with... I already know the answer. On par with Luke, I Am Your Father. Or, sorry, No, I'm Your Father.
Yeah.
Or a twist on the level of The Sixth Sense.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
As
but
much as...
Is The Sixth Sense like the quintessential biggest twist of all time?
If not probably top 3, definitely. I feel like I just kind of want to type in now, like, top 10 best twists in movies.
Right.
But then I don't want to say any, because then I don't want people... there goes Matt doing that.
I'm curious now for my own sake.
Do we want this to be the most disliked podcast by
honestly,
spoiling so many things?
Spoiling so many things, getting political at some points.
Yeah, the reveal, I think it's just because it takes so much work to do that the payoff is greater.
Yeah, like what you're following this character.
The Usual Suspects. I just thought of that movie.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
Such a good movie.
That's a good twist at the end. That's a good one. Shutter Island has a good one.
Yeah.
What are some of the other ones? Let's just keep it going.
Hide and Seek, The Uninvited, April Fool. It looks like it's just a lot of horror-ish movies, which makes sense.
Yeah, that's really all I can work on. Thriller, horror movies.
Orphan.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I saw Hide and Seek, though. And the twist
Village,
was good.
The Others.
Fight Club.
Oh.
Fight Club. That's up there with...
Matt, did you watch
Sixth
Fight Club
Sense.
with us?
No.
No, I remember we watched Fight Club for the first time. It was...
You know, that's a good top 3. Usual Suspects,
Fight Club,
and Sixth Sense.
Yeah, I remember we were watching Fight Club. It was like 6 of us. None of us has seen it yet. And when the twist happens, we pause the movie and freak out for like 5 minutes because we were just like, our minds were blown.
I don't think I've actually seen Fight Club.
What?
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Well,
let's watch that this week.
Totally have to watch that movie this week. No, there's really
maybe. No, I don't think I have.
Edward Norton, Brad Pitt.
I know Brad Pitt's in it.
Angel Face, Jared Leto.
I know Angel Face.
Fighting.
Wow. Obviously.
Is it Meatloaf
can't
with
talk about
the tits?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. No?
No,
With tits?
Well, even if we start watching it and your memory gets regained and you've watched it, we're still going to watch it because I haven't seen it in a while.
That's fine.
But we should definitely watch it this week. That was fun talking about twists in movies. I love twists.
What a twist.
What are some bigger over-revealed ones then besides Star Wars that you could think of?
Oh, like top 3 reveals?
Yeah, like reveals of characters in
That's hard.
sequels or trilogies or...
I mean, thankfully it does narrow down to anthology movies.
Mm-hmm. I guess people
Snape.
people could say that's a good reveal that he's a good guy the whole time, but you get Caroline who hates that. So you have to hear her reasoning. I don't want to butcher what she says, but it's something because it makes Harry's father look like the bad guy, and she doesn't like that.
Okay.
So,
sure. Still need to watch 5 more of those movies, 6 more of those movies.
Anyways, it sounds like we're kind of struggling. So, more Russo brothers stuff. They said they would return to the MCU to direct a film if they were offered Wolverine. So they would want to make their own Wolverine movie.
Wow.
So
I mean, they're big fans of Logan, apparently.
Yeah. So they said, because I remember they said that they pretty much are kind of done with the Marvel movies, but they said they'd come back if they would make a Wolverine film.
Logan was 17 or 18.
No, 17. Yeah. 17. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't come out last year. So
how much longer do we want to wait until we get the next Logan?
Do you mean like 3 years?
Phase
2020.
That's like next year, isn't it?
Oh, like I thought you meant 3 years total.
No, I say in like 3 years.
I say either like phase 5 or phase 6.
I rather see Fantastic Four come first. I need a
Yes.
good interpretation.
And like
of
that's
them.
also the thing is like, you know, if we get Wolverine, do we also get X-Men?
Yeah, that you'd have to start introducing the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Funniest thing, since now that Disney owns Fox, the biggest loss for them this year is Dark Phoenix. And theoretically, they didn't even make the movie. They just bought the company before. But yeah, that's their biggest loss this year so far.
That's funny.
Del Toro, on the topic of scary stories, says he is never going to make another comic book movie. He only made Hellboy, though.
Yeah.
The Hellboy movies. But he said that...
Pacific Rim wasn't a comic book.
But like I guess in the light of like directing an MCU movie or a DC movie,
Yeah.
like he said he's not going to do it. So
He says that now.
He needs to come back for Hellboy.
Just like when Hans Zimmer said he wouldn't do another superhero score.
and then he saw a paycheck for $1 billion. He's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Speaking of composers, I gotta talk to you guys after this because I keep forgetting.
Just talk.
Yeah, I mean, unless you guys want me to put it on the podcast.
What?
What?
I have to talk to you guys about something.
Okay.
Oh, put a reminder in your phone or something so you don't forget.
I won't forget.
Okay, fair enough.
Is this sensitive information? Is this confidential?
No, it's just related to movie making.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The director of Dora says that he hopes more movies will come. So
More Dora movies?
yes, more Dora movies will come.
You know what? Put that man in charge of the NJRCU.
You know that there's
Or
totally an end credit
NJCU.
scene. There is an end credit scene at the end of Dora. There has to be one.
God, 10 years from now, are we going to see Dora snapping
Oh my! Stop.
and saving the universe?
Any of you guys ever seen
Who would be the top three? So Iron Man, Cap, Thor. Who we got?
Blue's Clues?
Dora, Blue, and Bob?
Bob the Builder.
Can we?
Dude, that'd be so...
Yeah.
Blue's Clues can be like Kaiba from Naruto. Steve and Blue?
Who the fuck is Kaiba?
The dog dude. His name is Kaiba. What's his name? Kiba.
Yeah.
Spelled the same, pronounced
Kaiba
differently.
is the fucking rich dude from Yu-Gi-Oh! With the blue eyes, white dragon. Know your fucking place, you anime trash!
I love that head shake. When's the last time you seen a Yu-Gi-Oh episode?
I tried getting back into it like a year or two ago, but I was like, no.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you try to get back into it.
It's hard.
Because like when I watched the show as a kid, it was fun. No, it's just, it's hard. It's tough to get into. It's
Like, filler. Filler.
I've had my fucking fair share of filler.
Either of you guys ever see Coming to America? John Landis movie with Eddie Murphy.
No, I need to see that.
It's a brilliant comedy, and apparently they're making a sequel. But as of now, Eddie Murphy is not in it.
Come on.
But
Eddie
James
Murphy
Earl
needs to come
Jones is
back.
coming back because he plays his father. So maybe Wesley Snipes is going to be in it. It's a hilarious movie. But I watched it with my mom when her and I both were puking one day. It was great. Great bonding moment.
Fun fact.
That's so funny.
Okay, here's my Deadpool news. So Disney is tossing up the idea solo Deadpool movies are rated R, but Deadpool team-up movies are rated PG-13. What are your guys' thoughts on
So
that?
bringing him into the MCU movies would be...
Yeah, or if he just does if they do like a buddy film, him and like maybe like Spider-Man or like, because that was like,
No, if they do him and Spider-Man, it needs to be rated R.
Dude, can we get this could count as a solo movie because it can be a spin-off, an adaptation of the comic book where Deadpool kills every MCU or
yeah,
Marvel
Dude,
hero,
what if that's a what if? What if Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe?
and Ryan Reynolds is voicing.
oh, that's good stuff right there.
And they could also do
Let's
the
write that
Punisher?
episode. My little 2 cents on it is, I'm excited that Disney is still they're not giving up on rated R
Yeah.
movies, even
Yeah.
though that they're Disney. If they do the PG-13 route, it would be fun, but I would be a little scared because would those movies be self-aware? I don't know if I like that idea. If him and Spider-Man are in a movie and like then they both acknowledge, they both do pop like culture references and both break the fourth wall? How's that?
No, it's always been just Deadpool that breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Like
Do they
in the
notice
comics.
it? Do they notice it though?
Well, because like I don't think anybody noticed it in Deadpool 1 when he broke the fourth wall a
Right.
few times.
Okay.
But like
I guess
that's the thing. It could, like you could also like kind of just
Or even it's like, who are you
think about
talking
it.
to?
Yeah, that and like you could think about it as just like that scene from Dora where she's just like, "Can you say escalera?"
Yeah.
And the dad's just like, "She'll grow out of it."
Fair enough. If that's the case though, it would be fun if his swears are bleeped out in the movie. I think that'd be hilarious.
And then he's
That
like,
would be
he's like,
amazing.
what the?
Yeah.
What? Who's doing that?
Yeah, like I think that'd be, if that's in the first trailer for like a PG-13 Deadpool movie, I'm like, okay, damn it, Disney, you got my ticket.
Okay, but like, I could definitely deal if like he was doing like team up movies with
and then they
other
can give
people.
him the one free pass F word, and then he's like, thank you.
Yes. What were you gonna say though?
Sorry.
If they do team up movies with Deadpool and another character, I could settle for a PG-13 if they still keep doing R rated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because like
'Cause-
I feel like that's a good compromise. I could live with that.
And we need Spidey and Deadpool. Like that's the duo
Yeah.
that everyone wants.
It just popped back in my head. I don't know if I said on another podcast, but I think Ryan Reynolds said that X-Force is dead as of now.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's been a while. I think
I feel like they
that's
kind of
old
like
news,
messed it up
but
with Deadpool 2 anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their own making that.
They legit
Pretty much was like a joke. They made it a joke.
Yeah, and then like they just
Is
they
Domino still alive?
Yeah.
So she can still be around. Just the three of them?
Well, you need more. than
Cable's
just that.
Domino. What?
You need more than just the three of them for X-Force.
No, I meant just have them now. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean still. I don't know.
So, Angry Birds 2 is now the highest rated video game movie of all time.
That doesn't count. It's animated. Doesn't count.
There hasn't
What
been
do you,
that
so
many
then
movies.
when Mario comes out, that's not going to count if that's the highest?
They should be two separate categories: animated video game movies and live action.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it is considered the highest one as of now.
'Cause
I'm
if anything,
excited to
Angry
see
Birds
it.
1 should have been
Are
the
you actually
highest
gonna see
rated
it?
before.
Dude, yeah, I'm going to see it.
Dude,
You don't want to see it? Have
you
you seen
seen-
the second trailer?
have you even seen the first one?
Yeah, I saw
Have
the
you
first
seen
one in
first
theaters.
Yeah.
Angry Birds?
Yeah. No, not the first movie.
Dude, they're funny movies.
Are they really?
It's a good movie. Yeah.
It's It was pretty. There's some good funny jokes in it.
And it's like it's Sony. It's hit or miss. And this is one of their hits.
Yeah, good job, Sony. Hopefully you didn't show all the jokes in the trailer.
They did a good job with the first movie.
This is kind of some shocking news. Galaxy Edge is not doing so well
I thought.
in Disneyland. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
So
How long has it been open?
it's been open for like 3 months now,
Oh,
and
damn.
they've had to cut employees' hours because
Whoa.
they're not making a profit as of now.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
from what I've seen, it looks like something you just more or less like just kind of walk through. It didn't seem like they have a whole lot of rides.
Yet,
You
I
just
remember
go there
I
for the
was
experience.
when I was back in Disney in March. Caroline's cousin works at Disney, and I was just asking her a bunch of questions about Star Wars at Galaxy Quest because it was coming out, and she told me that yeah, they're opening it up in Disneyland with only like one ride that is going to be done out of like the 5 or something that they're going to have.
That's not good.
And the one in Florida is only going to have 2 rides open because it's going to open up, I think, at the end of this month. Honestly, like in a week or 2, it's going to open up
Why not just wait until everything's done?
because they're getting on the hype. I think that they just want this. Disney is all about building stuff up to a hype for people to go crazy about, and sometimes it pays off. and
anything, they
sometimes it
should- they should
doesn't.
open it
Speaking
up.
of building up to a hype, once we're done with the news, I want to pull up something real quick.
Oh my god, so many.
Do you remember the other
Thanks,
thing that you
Jordan.
wanted to tell us about?
Yes, it's about
Is it about that
It's-
movie idea?
no.
Tell me about.
That was a good one, though.
It's about. I'm trying to think. Composing.
Okay.
Okay.
If anything, they should have had it open for like a few months just to hype episode 8 and then close it back down. Having it open just seasonally until
It's
it's
cool.
complete.
It looked cool, but I could see the fact that people go in and they're like, "This is it."
Yeah.
Okay, like.
And the fact that you can only be in there for a limited amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
The Stormtroopers are pretty cool though.
Well, do they still have that if
I don't know
not
if
that many
it's
people are
the
going
limited
anymore?
thing or not, but it just sucks for cutting people's hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just got this great, amazing job, and they're probably so excited to work it, and then for them to get their hours kind of sliced in half, I'd be like, what? But this
Hopefully they can just like move them to other parts of the park too, though.
I do imagine that the ones that are getting hit the most are the actors.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Those are the most expensive ones. So
Last on this page before I only got like a few more things on the other page. Disney Plus is going to have 300 movies and 7,000 episodes of TV at launch day.
Good God.
That's a lot. To be fair,
Holy whoa.
at least over 500 of those episodes are The Simpsons.
Yeah.
But that is a lot of movies.
Dude, I'm going to start watching The Simpsons day one.
Hell yeah, dude. I'll join you. Episode 1 of The Simpsons, I'm going to get all nostalgic.
The Simpsons. Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Is there
First
a
10 years of Simpsons is golden.
divisive season like with SpongeBob where it's like first 3 seasons? Those are the good ones.
I'd say by season 12.
Okay.
Season 10 to 12. They got good. It was right. They got burnt out because they did the movie and the show at the same time.
It's always when you make a movie, that's when it should be done, right?
At the time, and then they just kept going after that. But, dude, we weren't really alive to see the hype, but The Simpsons were huge in the 90s.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's a lot of content.
Whole lot.
Anyways,
Like Disney's got the biggest stuff to show for their streaming service. Get it together.
so
Other streaming services.
today, as of what day is it?
August 11th.
Okay. August 11th. It's been 5 years since Robin Williams took his life.
Yeah.
Um,
Dude, I forgot that he committed suicide. He didn't just die. He just committed suicide.
I'll never forget the day. I don't know if you were with us, but we were filming Pay the Price in the back alley of the garage, and we were all filming a scene, and I think Josh or Jacob or somebody, they were like, looked on their phones, we were like taking a break, and they're like, hey, like, Robin Williams died. And we're like, no. And like, we all look, and we all kind of just like sat there and just like kind of talked about him for a few minutes. And so that's what I wanted to do here. What was your first memory of Robin Williams? Was it him, or was it his voice in Aladdin, or fondest role that he ever played?
I think my first Robin Williams film was Flubber.
Flubber. Yeah, that's a good one right there. I think for me, it might have been Hook.
Okay.
It might have been my first Robin Williams film. Aladdin, I don't know if I ever really... Maybe when I got older, I recognized the voice and made the connection. But that's like the staple of him. In later years, probably Dead Poet Society might be my favorite of his films. I watched that when I was in 6th grade. I thought that was a very powerful role for him.
Even more so than Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting's great, but I think I like Dead Poet Society more because it was a lot more inspiring, because it's about like he was trying to inspire these students to like be on more of the creative side. And I mean, just the iconic scene when they're all standing on their desk after like he gets fired and he has to walk out, and they're all like quoting "Oh Captain, my Captain."
Yeah.
And I'm just like in class, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is sad. But what about you?
Yeah, probably Aladdin.
Aladdin. I love robots as well. That's why it's up here, because he's great in that.
I need to see Patch Adams. I'm pretty sure it's my stepdad's like favorite movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the one, the doctor one, right?
Where he cures people's sickness with cancer. Or no, cancer.
Modern problems call for modern solutions.
What's wrong with you? I have a broken leg. Cancer it is.
RV. Any of you guys see RV?
Oh yeah, I forgot about RV.
RV. Dude, sorry.
It's the one where they're in the RV.
Dude, my heart dropped because that car that just sped off, for some like, I thought that was a nuke siren. I was just like,
oh.
I could hear it kind of. And then the Night of the Museum movies we were talking about, Teddy Roosevelt. He was, that's...
sorry, I was going to ask you before I freaked out. The RV movies?
It's just one movie. It was just a movie about him and his family on an RV and just the shenanigans that they go through.
Who else was in it?
Josh Hutcherson.
Okay. Who's the girl?
I don't know.
I kind of want to say
yelling at
Lindsay
David, I'm
Lohan,
sorry.
but
Oh, I thought you looked at it.
I thought it was Lindsay
look it up.
Lohan, but I don't think it is.
But go on.
But no, I'm just trying to think of all Robin Williams movies I can think of now. Oh, dude, Jumanji.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
my
yeah.
God.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, how could we forget about that?
The one movie I really hated sitting through when I was a kid.
JoJo.
JoJo.
Y'all remember JoJo?
Oh, fuck yeah. Get out. It's not too...
Singer.
I can't remember how the song goes.
She's kind of like a one-hit wonder.
I don't know.
She had 2 good songs. I used to
Yeah.
love her. Not like her 2 songs. I would sing them all the time. And I
I think
thought,
she's making a comeback.
is she?
Yeah.
Anyways, Bicentennial Man. Bicentennial Man. It was one of his films, and I don't know if it was just because it was a very slow pace, and I didn't really get into it, and I was also really young, so. Is that Lindsay Lohan or is that JoJo?
That's not Lindsay Lohan.
Okay, well, it kind of looks like it from a fucking
So that
quick
must
glance.
the reason why I thought Lindsay Lohan was in our view then.
Yeah.
Makes sense. One movie that I have up here that I haven't seen that I own is Good Morning Vietnam, which I heard is a really good movie.
Good.
I haven't seen that one either.
But, he was an amazing actor, and it is very sad that he took his own life. It just shows that the happiest people you think are usually the most tragic.
Mhm.
So, just hug everybody.
But just probably this one is like, yeah, I wish somebody would check in on me.
But anyways, we love you, Ron Williams, and we miss you.
Also, if you guys need help, don't feel like ashamed to reach out to anybody, even us.
Oh yeah,
Reach out to anybody.
anybody. And there is a hotline for it as well.
Yes, because we love you.
Especially Matt.
Matt
states
says it every
Yeah.
at the end of every video.
You gotta let
We
you guys
love
know.
you. Even the haters. We love you.
We love you, especially on Top Gun. Thank you so many times for telling us that we don't know
Oh
what we're
my god,
talking
so
about.
many old men just. It's an FA-18, not an FA-17, you fucks.
It's the Navy.
So AMC is bumping up their prices for tickets.
That sucks for casuals.
Right?
We say that and they bump up AMC A lists $50 a month. It'd still be worth it.
Honestly, I think it would be. They're doing this. They're going to test it in 30 locations across the nation. Every ticket is going to be 50 cents more. And then they're going to have a blockbuster upcharge of $1.50. So
Okay.
movies, the big superhero movies, if they cost $12, now they're going to cost $13.50.
Okay.
So does that mean like IMAX movies instead of being like $21, they're just gonna be $22.50?
Yeah. It's
Rip.
not a lot, but it's still a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like movies need to be more transparent with their pricing because like
Well-
I haven't seen a consistent price when we order them because it always jumps from
I feel like because they're doing it just debates on the movie.
the movie, the different types of theaters. You got your regular IMAX and your Dolby. You got your different times.
You got 3D as well. Don't forget. To
Oh yeah,
throw in
3D, and then you got
You got these new artisan films.
yeah, like they need to have like a menu like in the
I wonder
front.
also if like opening weekend
Maybe they
costs
do.
more than the next weekend.
Makes sense.
Like because we just bought our tickets for it like during our break through this podcast, and we have A list. Yet it costs $21 for a ticket Friday night. Movie opens Thursday night. So I wonder if the next Friday night at 6:45 is still $21 or is it like $19?
Mm-hmm.
Is it cheaper because it's already been out for a week? But anyways, that's a test program they're doing. I'm fine with it. I think it's going to be okay. I remember that MoviePass did this for like 30 seconds while they were trying to stay alive. They had upcharges on stuff.
Yeah.
But
Also, it's just, ticket prices keep going up and up, so it's like, what's nickel and dimes gonna do?
if I'm not mistaken, isn't it like every 20 years things are supposed to go up like $2 or something just to show the progression of our currency?
20 years, I'd say it's even shorter than that.
I
Just
maybe
inflation.
like maybe like previously it was like longer, but like it's just to show things are just gonna get more expensive because we're gonna be making more money,
Yeah,
so things are just gonna become more expensive.
yeah, I'd say it's probably a little more like
Because
more accelerated.
the infamous shot from Die Hard when gas is like 65 cents and you're just like, oh, I couldn't even imagine. Well, if it was, we'd all be billionaires because we would barely have to spend money on gas.
back when minimum wage was like $2.50.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
or even less than that, probably.
Whenever people were like, things are so expensive, like minimum wage needs to be raised more. It's like you don't get it. if we raise our wages, everything is going to have to go up a little bit.
Well, that's
more.
also the thing. Minimum wage hasn't been raised like 10 years ago when that was okay. Like minimum wage should have been rising with inflation.
It's not even that. It's just it seems like a lot of companies are just
And how do you
going
track
straight for minimum wage, and not enough companies and places are saying, okay, maybe we should take a step back and like, for example, college and rent. Both of those have gone up exponentially.
Yeah.
Like pay has still been the same, and everyone's like, "Oh well, minimum wage is like meant for like high school kids." Okay, that's great, but when I'm fresh out of college and I still have my degree and I'm still trying to like go back for my master's or something, and I don't have the time or the energy or the ability to find a job that's not going to pay me more, so I can actually afford a life. What do you want me to do?
I was just talking to somebody the other day, and they got a new job, and I was like, "Oh, cool! How much you make?" And they're like, $8 an hour, and I'm like, "What?" Like, I could not live off that.
No.
Like, on average, I'm a waiter, and so like, whenever I get like the money I get for that day, I do the calculations to see how much I make an hour, and sometimes it's 15, sometimes it's 18, and I'm like, "That's good. That's that's what you need. You need 15 an hour. You need 18 an hour to live a life. When you're on your own like this, you have to pay bills, food, gas." And then we all have to please ourselves. Go out to movies, buy a prostitute, I guess, because now you guys are going down that. You know what I meant, though? Like going out to eat or...
Yeah. Sorry, you really put yourself in a weird situation by saying that way. I say, I don't know what you spend your money on, but pleasing myself is free.
Snapchat premiums or something.
Got to get my gamer girl bathwater. They still sell that?
I'm thinking about buying some, actually.
And drinking.
The stock's going up.
I'll never forget that video you sent. That was disgusting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
But yeah, that's our tangent about wages and life, and I hate paying bills.
Dude, if we had $15 minimum and universal basic income.
Bernie Sanders just did a podcast with Joe Rogan. Don't be a little bitch. If you're on the fucking conservative or liberal side and you hate Bernie Sanders, just give it a fucking listen. It's an hour long. You can suffer through it.
Wow, an hour? That's pretty short.
Dude, yeah, I know, right? It kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's just because like they're so swamped for time.
No,
those politicians gotta jump around.
But just listen to what he has to say. Hindsight is 2020. We need somebody new in the office. I'm not trying to fucking just shove this shit down your throat, but god damn it, people, we're not fucking advancing the way that we should be.
If this is gonna get political,
this is a very political podcast.
I know.
Just keep your mind open, educate yourself, and just be open to ideas.
Right.
That's as non-offensive as we can get.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I don't want. No. I don't know what that was.
It's very hard because we all were raised when social media still wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
So we were raised to follow our parents in their footsteps, and then we really didn't get a voice of our own till probably the last few years, especially when social media has kicked off. And so a lot of people have been blindsided because they've been raised to believe one thing when there's a lot of things. So everybody should just, open up a little bit longer to and just see everything going down both ends. So
anyways,
I'm gonna quick. The next three things are not political, so we're good.
Okay.
What are you gonna say?
I really want to work and perfect Bernie's accent because his New York accent is just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then
Pretty New York.
Raise my arms up.
Trans up.
So we're going to talk about it, kind of a sneak preview for next week's podcast. Netflix has released the Rocco Modern Life extended episode. It's not technically a movie. It's only about 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Invader Zim movie comes out next week, which is about an hour and 11 minutes.
Ooh.
We'll probably see Angry Birds too, so we can talk about those two movies.
We're going to talk about Angry Birds and then talk about those two next podcasts.
What's the other movie that comes out next week?
Blinded by the Light, I think. Which is
another one that's on the calendar.
There is? I don't know. Oh, Bad Boys or Good Boys.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
No, we're not going to see that.
Screw that.
But yeah, so I'm excited about those. Next on the list. Oh, here we go. This is actually pretty exciting, so I'm going to say this one last. Quentin had an interview about his 10th movie, and he calls it his 10th film is going to be very epilogue-y.
Okay.
And
what if it's an epilogue of every movie that he's done?
Ooh.
That's the thing. I'm just going to read the quote because I took a screenshot because it was pretty bone-chilling of what he was saying.
Dude, that's so easy to do when all your movies have the same amount, the same actors throughout.
Right, guys, are you ready? Are you ready for this? If you think about the idea of all the movies telling one story and each film is like a train boxcar connected to each other, this would be sort of a big show-stopping climax of it all. I could imagine the 10th one would be like a little more epilogue-y.
He's going to connect them all.
He's going to connect his movies.
Dude, that's so easy to do when you have Sam Jackson in a ton of your movies. Leo. Uma Thurman.
Tim Roth.
This man had a plan.
This man had a plan before Marvel even thought about a plan.
Fucking genius.
It's crazy.
God.
And then
He's going to shut us down. We figured it.
And like, if this so-called Star Trek movie could be his 10th film, maybe. He also said he said horror is not off the page. So he said possibly a horror film. So I'm excited, but he is dedicated. He said like he is retiring.
There's no way.
Damn it, dude.
I could see it, man. Go out on a whim, you know?
But still, like retiring from what you love to do.
To maybe support other people. Become a producer. You know, produce movies full time.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
There's still going to be that
his
itch.
theater that he owns, you know, just become more dedicated in preserving actual film because he is so dedicated to film. So put a lot of his effort into that. But anyways, here's the last little note I want to leave you guys with. The rumored runtime for the last Star Wars film is, as of now, a little over 2.5 hours.
Oh.
So
I'm a little disappointed.
you would think it was going to be longer?
I kind of thought it was going to be over 3 hours.
Really?
I
Revenge of the Sith is like, what, 2:47?
think so.
So-
Somewhere on there.
It's not
There's a lot of comparisons with Revenge of the Sith.
crazy, but whoever was composing it, they said that they had to write for at least 2 hours and 30 minutes of like musical scores. So could be longer, could be shorter, who knows?
Can you imagine if they brought John Williams in for him?
I was really kind of hoping that they would just make it a little bit longer to kind of just make up for The Last Jedi.
Or in the crawl, it just says Luke wakes up from an awful dream where he died and he's alive now, and let's forget about The Last Jedi.
So would this be
Thumbs
Star
up.
Wars Episode 8.5?
Pretty much.
And then,
Start getting the crazy titles like Kingdom Hearts.
oh my god.
But on that note,
Star
guys,
Wars Episode 8.5 Dream Drop Distance 2
Birth
and
by
3/4.
Sleep. That is the news. This was fun, guys. Anything that you could recall? I couldn't find any video game news. So
Actually, I have some video game news.
what's up?
2 parts. Both of the same game. I was talking to Caleb about this a little bit. I just knocked over my cup. Anyways. You might have recalled me being super hyped about 4 years ago about a little game called No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
They have...
Don't know if you've heard of it.
They've actually been... I jumped back into it probably about 2 years ago now. And they've been putting in work. I will give them that. They have definitely built up to what they said that they were going to have pre-launch. And when they launched, they had nothing. It was just...
It was a lie.
It was, yeah. But they have changed that. They have made massive updates. They have now made multiplayer. You can buy capital ships. You can do a shit ton of stuff now.
So pretty much
Capital
now is the
ships.
time to play the game.
Like giant
Yeah.
ships?
Giant ships. Like, I'm going to start playing it again. And you'll see. I'm going to start streaming it. And yeah, so they're recently announced their newest update called Beyond. The first one was called Next. Now this one's going to be called Beyond. And they showed a little bit of a trailer with it. And yeah, I mean, this game definitely fell flat when it first was announced and came out because it was such a big concept, so mind-blowing and everything. And I will give it to them that they have been working at
Yeah, it's
this.
cool that they didn't just give up.
Yeah.
And then it's just a dead game. It's
Yeah.
cool that they're still updating.
And I got my copy because I knew that one day they were gonna just they were gonna right their wrongs, and thankfully they did.
That's awesome.
Yeah. My second little piece of news: Sean Murray, the kind of brainiac behind the game, he said that he has his eyes and heart and mind set on a Switch release. So, will that ever come? Maybe.
I think I'd still have to get on PC, and if I love it enough, I'll just get on Switch.
Yeah.
Because then I can just play it on the go. But if I'm at home, I can play it on PC.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And if there's cross-platform,
Which they should do.
But PlayStation sucks.
or you guys could just get Xboxes.
No, he already has one. But
Yeah.
I won't.
You have an
anything?
Xbox that you don't play? Yeah.
Anything for you?
My Hero teaser for a second movie.
Oh yeah.
A true teaser.
Yeah. Unless it's just
Can't
like, has it been? Is it like an actual movie? Like, have we confirmed that, or is it just like the
I
thing that I
believe
sent
so.
you? Do you know anything else about it?
I mean, from what I've read, it's supposed to be a movie, not like an OVA.
Okay.
So it's gonna be like the movie we watched. Like you
Yes.
can buy it on a Blu-ray.
Yes.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a
'Cause-
5-minute video.
Was that even 5 minutes? I thought that was like 30 seconds. It was so fast and so
Yeah.
epic. And then
It
I was like,
4.5
that was the
minutes.
trailer, right? No, that's the thing. I'm like, oh, that's sad. But season
And-
4 comes out soon, October, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and they just announced a new spin-off series because I've been getting into the manga, and it's amazing. Well, the manga is, and then can't wait for another spin-off to read.
Oh, awesome, guys.
I threw the idea up to Matt, but we could possibly play around the idea with reacting to season 4 episodes,
Okay, yeah.
maybe.
Maybe. I'd have to get better at knowing
We'll
all
tell
their
Sloan.
names. It's like, yeah, the dude that does the one thing or the chick that's like that.
I mean, you know your boy, and that's it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say reacting to the manga, and I was like, I'm not a reader.
And just start reading right to left.
That's not gonna fuck with your dyslexia even more.
But hey, guys, are we done here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Well,
Something will come up next week.
yeah, we'll talk about something. But anyways, guys, this has been Andrew.
This is Caleb.
And this has been Matthew.
Peace.
We love you.